I have 6 shiny brand new MSR pairs, which I'm very excited about, that we got through our fundraising, which, man, that was touching, man. That could make me cry. Just that people all contributed to that. It's our program. It's our program. It's not none of this is mine. I would say people say it's my group, Catskill Trail Connections. I never call it my group. It's not my group. I just like admin it and stuff. It's like the community's group. So that's kind of my attitude.
See, that's heart-filling right there. That's a good way to say it. It's, this community has really come together in the past couple of years. So, and that's great to hear, that whole Welcome to Inside the Line, the Catskills. All right. Welcome to Inside the Line, the Catskills. This is episode 17. I am with my friend Tim Luby from Catskill Trail Conditions and Hike Intel. Say hi, Tim.
Hello.
It's good to have you on here, man. The funny thing is, I was just looking at Catskill Trail Conditions page with my wife, and I did not notice that you have 16,000 members.
I didn't notice that either.
Yeah.
Awesome. Not bad.
I was just like, holy crap, this is 16,000 members. I thought it was like 4,000 or 5,000. So yeah. So welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the previous episode. If you're just starting off, check out those previous episodes because we got some pretty good ones. Really fun stuff, really neat breakdown stuff, different stuff in the Catskills. So it's really cool stuff. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Scenic Route Guiding. If you're ready to hit the trails, make sure you take the scenic route. Our guides are here to help you with your goals, big or small, in the Catskills or the Adirondacks. Check out the Scenic Route Guiding and Gear Rentals on Instagram and Facebook for more information. Also, if you mention the podcast, you can get 10% off. Use the code word Mountain Lion. Definitely good stuff. She's awesome. I'd like to thank our monthly subscribers, Katrina Weinig, Darren White, and John Comiskey, and now Vicky Fieria. I think I said her name wrong, Vicky. Sorry if I said that wrong. Vicky F. How about that? Thank you very much for being monthly subscribers, which is fantastic. It's helping out the podcast, and soon it will help out the local community where we'll donate. It's going to be really cool. So, Tim, you having anything to drink tonight, my friend?
Just a little water.
That's good.
That's all. That's as crazy as I'm getting.
Hey, we all gotta take it easy sometimes, correct? Especially when you're hiking.
I'm not necessarily taking it easy.
Yeah, especially when you're hiking Thomas Cole every other day. Jesus.
Yeah, man, that's like my go-to home mountain now in the backyard.
Maybe you should be my trail maintainer up there, so I don't have to do it.
Oh yeah, man. No, I've checked it out plenty of times, man. I'm on you, dude. So
Good.
If you slip, I'll be the first to know. Actually, Dr. Kudish wants to go back there. It's one of the few places in the Catskills that he hasn't charted like the first growth forest.
Ooh.
So I've been trying to get him to go with me there because like now I kind of know all the woods and that north slope of Thomas Cole. And yeah, it's just I'd be honored to fill in one of his missing puzzle pieces.
Oh, of course. Wow, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, he's the man.
He is. He's a great inspiration for all of us and a great source of information for the Catskills. It's absolutely phenomenal stuff. Anybody, Tim mentioned Dr. Kudish, check out all of his books. I'm pretty sure he's got like 3 or 4 books of the Catskills, noting different forestry in the Catskills. Awesome stuff. Beautiful stuff, different history in the Catskills. It's great information.
Yeah, the railroads too.
Oh yeah, the railroads.
Yeah, he's like huge on railroad history, Catskills and the Adirondacks.
Gotta love it. Gotta love his stuff. He's a great inspiration for us all. So, so Tim, any previous hikes, sir?
Well, I did a really cool one a couple weeks ago, going up Warner Creek to its source up Plateau. Totally epic, man. One of the coolest hikes I've done in a long time.
Excellent. That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, man. Just you kind of had to do this little workaround to avoid the private property, like up Silver Hollow. You have to like kind of go around. So what's it called? Dally Ridge is like on your left near flanking that. It's super cool. Older bark on your right, just these really imposing walls as you're going up the creek. It's really special.
Some of those creek beds are intimidating. Was this as bad as the other ones?
No, man, actually, it was totally like walkable, like almost all the way up. Usually, you're right; it becomes like a ravine, and you have to kind of skirt off of the creek, But I was able to be like on the creek the entire time, and it kind of became almost like a slide at one point. It was super steep and just like rocky steps going up more towards the top. It was actually kind of easy, awesome hiking. It was like clear and like I said, it was like stairs. But yeah, just it was great.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I'll have to try that sometime. You guys and your kind of like your blue line stuff is really neat. Your blue is that what it's called? Blue lining?
Blue lining. Oh yeah, that's the when you do all the creeks. Forgot about that. No, I'm not doing that intentionally, but sounds like something I should do. I've also been up like Woodland Creek, up there in Woodland Valley, going up Slide Mountain. I think you may have done something kind of similar, right?
Very, very close. Yeah, we did the ridge right over to the north of Slide. It was pretty crazy. You
Oh,
guys did
cool.
even crazier, so screw that.
I don't know. They're both pretty crazy. Was yours with James Hobson?
Yep. Yeah, that was great. I'm getting him on
Yeah.
here sometime soon.
Oh my God. He's amazing. Like almost every day it's like a new hike. Like the
Exactly. It's
guy,
a new area. He's just like, oh, found this area. I'm just like, Jesus, calm down.
yeah, it's like poetry. It's like beautiful. And
I agree.
yeah, he's a great guy. I had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm getting him on here. He's a fun hiker. He also is like an encyclopedia of the Catskills. Like it's just amazing.
Oh yeah.
I went up Wyndham High Peak last Sunday, I think. Last Sunday, yeah. Very easy from Peck
Nice.
Road. Of course, it was very cold. It's like 22 degrees at the trailhead with the wind chill probably like down in the lower teens. It was beautiful. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's another one of my go-to peaks. Because I'm right there in the valley.
The Big Hollow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Nice
that's one I do pretty frequently, like as a quick trail run.
trail run. You psychos.
Not like top tier trail runner. I'm like kind of bottom of the heap. Like
Not Scott Rhodes trail hunter runner.
oh, nobody's on that level, man. That's like upper echelon right there.
Damn straight. He's like the Usain Bolt of the Catskills. Good, good. I also went up this or Tuesday, yesterday. I went up Blackhead. That was pretty fun. A little bit of ice here and there. Good steep stuff. It was my wife's like first intro to microspike or trail crampons. So it was really cool to see her throw them on and then trust them fully.
Yeah, seeing the magic of it, like holy shit, this is amazing.
It was good. It was a good hike. It was a good day. A lot of people out. It was crazy to see on a Tuesday afternoon or morning that the whole parking lot was full. Usually I get a parking lot up front,
Crazy.
but it was cool. I guess there was a 3,500 hike. So they did all three of them. So there was like 13, 14 people. So good old Al Davis. Al Davis led that hike.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Hike leader of the year, man. Hopefully, if you're listening, Al Davis, congrats to you, sir. I think that was him. Hopefully.
Man, Blackhead's like my kryptonite, man. I've had a couple of times where like I just sweat so much going up that mountain. Like one time I was running the entire escarpment trail with this amazing runner, Ivan. I don't know if you've seen him online, but he's like 6'8", like 250 pounds, but he flies through the mountains. This guy's incredible.
Wow.
And so doing fine, like up until like the Col of Blackhead and Aqua Point, I was like rocking. I'm like, oh shit, this is going pretty good. We were like 10 miles in or something. Halfway up Blackhead, I'm like, oh shit. And just like it was the most humid day. It had rained the night before. So it was just pure water in the air and it was hot. And man, I was hurting, dude. Like severe dehydration. I started puking.
Oh,
Like the last thing your body should be doing when you're dehydrated is losing more water, but that's what your body does. And I couldn't drink enough water. There literally was not enough water in the world to keep me from just losing it again. And somehow I made it all the way to North South Lake. It was horrible though, dude.
oh man.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing about that.
Well, I try not to tell many people, but I guess now everyone knows. But yeah, it was just that kind of day. Like my body's just really sensitive to the heat and especially the humidity. And there really does come a point where I could have all the water in the world and it's still going to be a bad situation if I, start pushing myself too much in that heat. So I think that's a good lesson for some people, actually. Just like if you're susceptible to the heat, like I am, just like don't go out or just do something more mellow.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. That's
by the halfway through, I'm like, I'm going to be carried the fuck out of here. Like that could happen. And I was just kind of determined for that not to happen. And I somehow made it.
yeah, heat exhaustion is almost like hypothermia, it's just complete opposite.
Oh,
So
yeah.
excellent. Glad you made it out, man. That's crazy, crazy story. So I really don't have any Catskill news. I mean, except for the fact of there has been some rain and some snow in the Catskills. So bring your micro sparks and crampons. It's happening. This weekend
Oh,
it's
yeah.
supposed to be rain and ice and stuff like that. So if you don't do that, you're gonna be screwed totally.
Yeah. No snowshoes yet.
Not yet, which is really really weird. It's been a weird year,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. So how about we go into some Catskills history? You good for that? Some Catskills history?
Always.
All right. This is a really cool one I found on the internet. Just I always wondered about this because I've heard about fishing in the Catskills. It's very big. It's very huge, especially with the professionals. So Catskills history tonight is about trout fishing in the Catskills. Found this information online. It's written by Mark Lee Tote. I think that's his name, on a website called catskillanglingcollection.org. So I pieced this all together. So check this out. The stage was set in modern Esopus Creek fly fishermen 10 to 12,000 years ago with the melting of glaciers in the last ice age. As the mile-thick ice sheet melted, receded from the southernmost reaches of the Esopus and Scary valleys, the rushing ice melt carved the clothes and valleys of the Catskill Mountain Range into an ideal habitat for propagation of our beloved heritage brook trout. Although the greater Hudson Valley was settled by the Dutch as early as 1624, few Europeans ventured beyond the deep hemlock forest and rugged terrain of the Catskill Mountains. The intrepid explorers of the early 1800s were amazed and delighted to find the brook trout in such an abundance in Catskill streams that they could be caught by the basketful, easy prey for the astute angler willing to endure the rigors of the mountain travel at that time. The first fishing resort in America, the Milo Barber Boarding House, was located in the banks of Stony Clove Creek, where the Phoenicia Elementary School currently stands. By 1824, a boarding and guide service was being advertised, and in the earlier days, the angler's harvest often numbered in the hundreds of brook trout for the morning's work. In early years of the industrial age of the Catskills, which basically consisted of the railroads, enterprising entrepreneurs stripped back bark from the towering hemlock trees that dominated the slopes of the Catskill Mountains for use in the leather tanning industry. From around 1820 until after the American Civil War, leather tanning was the predominant industry in the area, providing most of the leather goods consumed by the Union Army. Harvesting the bark killed the trees, leaving a blight and dunted forest slopes creeping all over the Catskills Range. The demand for Catskill bluestones to pave the sidewalks in New York City were rapidly growing as well. The wood acid industry followed. By the end of the Civil War, the vast hemlock forests were gone, and the Catskill creeks were silted by the runoff of Bear Mountain slopes, poisoned by the effluvium of the Tanningsville, and fished out by the greedy sports. The remaining brook trout were retreat into the uppermost headwaters, where it appeared the Catskills harbored dead fishery. As the industry marched on, so had science. Several attempts had been made after the Civil War to port the eggs of the German brown trout in America. This was successfully done in 1884, and within a few years, New York State Fisheries Commissioner Seth Green had developed a methodology for rearing adult brown trout from eggs in the captive hatchery, with the intent of releasing them in the rivers of New York in hopes of reviving and enhancing the state's trout fisheries. At the same time, the Catskill forest had begun to regenerate itself as the second and third growth trees began to take hold. The California mountain trout, now referred as rainbow trout, were first to be stocked in the Esopus system. In June 1883, in the Woodland Valley and Oxglobe tributaries, the rainbow fry were received and transported by Lemuel Chichester, founded in the hamlet of Chichester. The German brown trout soon followed with a stocking of 2,000 fry eggs into the Esopus on April 19, 1888. Within a few years, the Catskill Mountains began to regain their former reputation as a haven for sports fishermen. Beginning in the 1870s, wealthy families of the American Northeast began aggressively acquiring land and fishing reaches along their best streams and rivers. The headwaters of the Esopus Creek, for example, originate in the lake of the property of the Winnisook Club, founded as a private retreat in 1887. Winnisook's first club president, Judge Allen Brooks Parker, was the 1904 Democratic Party nominee for president. He lost the election to Teddy Roosevelt, and the proliferation of private fishing clubs in the Catskill Mountains on formerly public water was kept apace by the proliferation of the stereotypical Catskill poacher. The Winnisook and many other private fishing clubs and retreats elsewhere in the Catskills still exist as observation clubs today. The combination of finely silted clay deposits left in the Esopus watershed by retreating glaciers, the increased frequency of disruptive weather events, and various encroachments of modern society have left the Esopus as an impaired state in recent years. Today's old-timers laminate the describe of the Esopus trout fishery. But what's good for the thirsty people of New York is also good for trout swimming in our Catskill rivers, abundant, clean, and cool water. Today, active conservation groups, like Trout Limited, the Catskill Heritage Alliance, the Ashokan Watershed Stream Management Program, and the Mountain Keeper are working hand in hand with the New York City Department of Environmental Protection and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to promote a healthy future for New York City's water supply, as well as the Catskill trout, the rich traditions of Catskill flag fishing. Thank you, Matt Lito, for that awesome piece of Catskill history. I got to learn how to read that a little bit slower, don't I?
Nah, it was all good. That was more than just a fishing history. That was like a brief history of the Catskills in general.
It was, but it all intertwines together. You know, the whole, like I didn't realize that the silt and the removal of the hemlock trees and all the trees in the Catskills ruined the fish population.
Yeah, it made the water too warm.
Yeah, made the water warm and all dirty and stuff like that. So nobody wanted to fish with the dirty water.
Yeah, it's so hard to imagine the Catskills is like a filthy, denuded place.
Yeah, right. All those times with the tanning, all the trees were gone. There was smoke everywhere due to the tanning industry. Same thing with the railroads and everything. Smoke everywhere from the big trains coming up there, the coal trains.
Yeah,
it's just crazy to imagine this. I wish more pictures would come about of this stuff. It would be so cool.
Yeah, you had logging. You had, like you said, you had the quarries too, all going at the same time. So yeah, it's probably
noisy and bare. That's what I see it as. Noisy and bare. No trees. It's crazy. And then now what we have it is the beautiful mountains we have today, and we can actually look back on the trees and be like, oh wow, that's first growth stuff right there. Oh, that's a virgin forest right there.
Yeah, I love seeing a huge hemlock. It's always so cool. It survived.
You probably saw a good amount of those when you were going up slide, correct?
Up slide? Yeah, I think we saw a couple of stands of them. Yeah. I don't think we saw anything especially big up that way. Yeah, I saw a big one off at Thomas Cole that's probably 40 inches around, I would say.
Wow.
But yeah, they can get that big.
Yeah. All right. So this brings us into our guest of the night, Tim Luby, and Catskill Trail Conditions and Hike and Tell. So I've been a friend with Tim since almost the beginning of his time when he created Catskill Trail Conditions. It's been a great ride. We both were talking about this in the early stages, and Tim made the page, and he has succeeded in doing an amazing page that helps people out not only with the conditions, but also with people's questions, about equipment and stuff like that. And Tim runs a tight page. It's crazy how good he is at it, running the page, so there's not too much crap hitting the fan. So Tim, if you want to give a little background, you don't have to go into great detail, but give a little background about yourself, where you're from, where you live, stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, and yeah, I live just a couple of towns from where I grew up. Try to spend as much time in the Catskills as I can. We recently, in the past couple of years, bought a place in the Black Dome Valley, aka Big Hollow, which is the dream of a lifetime. I'm extremely grateful to have a place there. And we had rented previously from time to time. We finally have like some roots, but it was cool to be able to kind of rent in different places because every place in the Catskills is so friggin' special. And like we had stayed in Phoenicia, we stayed in Pine Hill, Tannersville, and there's always something so awesome about each place and fall in love with it. Chichester too. And yeah, so Catskills are like my love, man. I don't know if you know that I used to own an outfitting shop back just before I created the Facebook page too. Might be a little known fact. Yeah, in Phoenicia,
I got my snowshoes from you.
You did. That's right. You damn. Where we go that far back?
It's a long time ago, man.
Yeah. So I had it from like 2014 to 2016, and it was in Phoenicia, where a barbershop is now, kind of opposite Brio's, and it was so cool. It was so worth it, even though we didn't, make a lot of money from it. I made so many of my dear friends I have now, and just met so many amazing people. And
what was it called again?
It's called Storehouse.
Storehouse. I remember. What stinks, there was some rough times when you guys were there. Piking wasn't just as popular as it is now, of course. So I give you credit for starting that and trying that. But unfortunately, the times weren't right. If you started it right now, I guarantee it would be booming.
Yeah. Well, we also stopped it because it was just like too much of a sacrifice of family time too. Because like at least once or twice a weekend, I'd have to be in the store all day, and that means I didn't get to see my kids all the time. So it was kind of a balance between, okay, like what's the benefit of having the store versus what am I missing out on by having the store?
Yeah.
And it was such a good decision because now my kids are that much older and I spent that much more time with them. So I kind of got to have the best of both worlds, got to do it for a little while, and just like it changed my life having that shop. And also I went ahead and did the thing I should be doing and spending the majority of time with my family.
Some quality time. That's what it's about, man.
Yeah, kids grow up fast, man. Just I was a 15-year-old in high school. I'm like, wait, I'm still in high school. Like, like was that long ago? I was in high school. Now I have a kid in high school.
Yeah, I agree. So when did you form the Trail Conditions page? When was it formed?
I'd like to say 2015. I'm gonna guess.
I think that's when it was.
Maybe I'll take a look at the page later and confirm that with you. I'll get back to you. But But yeah, and kind of the influence for it was basically me being in Phoenicia and seeing just like totally clear trails, clear roads, not a speck of snow. And I went out to Balsam Lake Mountain, and it was like in blizzard, like right away when I was there. It was just like nasty, and the snow was pretty deep, and I was not prepared in any kind of way whatsoever. Like I was post-holing. I was a jerk. And yeah. And the crazy thing is I post-holed on my way up. By the time I came back down, my post holes were totally covered. There's some nasty drifts on Balsam Lake Mountain on the way up where the snow comes right back.
Yeah, it's a wind tunnel.
Yeah. So I don't know, I kind of learned that day. All right, you can't depend on just like one source for the Catskills telling you what the conditions are, because it's a series of microclimates. Even the difference between Windham and Phoenicia is like on average like 4 or 5 degrees. Wind chill can even be more of a factor.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really one of the main, that day just kind of just changed my whole mind, and I thought hikers needed a lot more information than they were getting.
See, that's awesome. That's what we need. And it's crazy. Like I said, I looked today and 16,000 members. It's just it's incredible where it was. I was one of the first people to start with you because I knew you from your storefront, and I was
Yeah.
just like, he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing. So I'll join and I'll be a troll for a couple of years.
Thank you, sir, for being a founding member. Yeah,
for,
16,000. And geez, if I were to keep all the people I kicked out or didn't let in the group in the first place, we'd be at like 80,000 maybe. Nah,
oh yeah. So when did you notice the most growth? I'm guessing it's within the last 2 years.
yeah, 2020. I mean, that just blew everything out of the water. So you could barely even count that year. Um, I don't know. I feel like it's been just pretty steady, I guess. I would say, and
That's
it's
good.
it's all been pretty shocking that it got to where it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's an honor for me to have a page like that. That's important to Catskill hikers. Really means a lot.
It's not important. I don't think it's important. It's critical. It really is. Like seriously, you know, like you said, you went up Balsam Lake and you were post holing and stuff like that. And now you have, 3 or 4 people can post about that per day, per weekend, stuff like that, and give others hikers intels. And, the one thing I have noticed from your page, which is awesome, I think this is completely awesome, is that the help that they give, like snowshoes recommendation, trail microspikes recommendation, stuff like that. And then last year, my friend and Jake and I went up Slide Mountain, and I would say back in 2016, there would be half of the people would be post holing. There was no person
Mm,
without snowshoes.
that's
So
awesome.
I, I give that a lot of credit to the trail conditions page to what you've done because it's information and people are like, okay, yes, let's wear the snowshoes this time.
Yeah,
It's a big help for the Catskill Mountains. So once again, thank you for everything.
sure. Yeah, people just don't know, man. They just don't know. I think 99% of people aren't trying to be assholes and do what they want to do kind of people. I think most people honestly don't know or they don't want to buy them to hike twice. They don't know where to get them, stuff like that. Yeah, and it's funny, man. I feel like if I go on a hike now too, I'm like, people better not see me without snowshoes. I better have them. I'll get fucking crossed.
Or there you go. You're gonna have to delete everything on that page. Look who I saw on the freaking thing without snowshoes.
uh,
Caught like a fish. Like, oh,
throw my pack. Throw my pack.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't see
They're
them.
they're in there. They're in there.
They're
Trust me. They're
19
they're
inches.
20. Yeah, exactly. So being the admin, what's the best part about the trail conditions page?
I guess just seeing people want to help others, man, it's super cool. Like it really is like when people write like really detailed reports and just really want to give all the best information and make it more about the conditions than about how cool their hike was. So yeah, I've even had the temptation to post some of my hikes where I was bushwhacking places where nobody would go and conditions wouldn't be relevant. But then I just don't post it. I'll go to like Catskill Mountaineer, Catskill Mountain photos and post there. I think there's a group for everything these days. So that's why I really try to stress with the trail conditions group, like let's have it live up to his name. Let's just make it a useful resource for people. And that's why some people may think I'm a little heavy handed and stuff sometimes, but I'm just really trying to do it for the good of everyone. That's all I want. And like I said, there's so many places to talk about all these other things. And I don't need the group to be everything. I'm cool with it being, that one thing. But on occasion, though, it's cool if people are asking questions or whatever. That's fine. It all depends. I kind of use my discretion as to like what day of the week it is, the current conditions. If things are getting really bad and people need to know conditions, I'll kind of delete some whatever stories that people post, but I try to let
Yeah,
stuff fly, believe it or not.
yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like we were talking about 16,000 members and somebody just posting about the day instead of the conditions. And then others will follow. It's just like the Karen shit.
Yeah.
somebody's going to build one and then 20 more are going to build one. Same thing with thing. Oh, I had a great hike today. Look at these views. And then all of a sudden, that's all the conditions. So I give you credit, man.
Yeah, because like allowing something once is like according to other people, permission for them to do what was just done. It's a tough job, man.
Exactly.
It's not the kind of job you do if you want to be liked by everyone. You have to go in knowing that some people are gonna like give you a hard time and maybe not like you or resent you or something. Like
Yeah.
people, I delete some posts sometimes and I get angry messages and yeah, that can be a little rough.
Yeah. You just gotta, I mean, sometimes people don't understand, Facebook, it's social media. Sometimes it's out of control, sometimes it's great. So at least you keep it great. That's what's a good thing about. And we just talked about my next question. I think it's helped immensely in the Catskills. I really think it's helped a lot. So I'm guessing you have thought it's helped as well, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's great source of information, and you monitor it so well that there's not any crazy trolling going on. I mean, there used to be some trolling by somebody, but we're not going to say anybody. But his name is Stosh. But um, always, I'm still kind of doing it with the mountain lion
Your
stuff.
stuff's
But
hilarious. Your stuff's funny, man.
one day, man, somebody's going to produce one of those pictures. I can't wait. But until then, mountain lions don't exist in the Catskills. Yeah, yeah. So excellent. It's helped. Have you gotten like feedback, good and bad, of the trail conditions page?
Yeah, definitely. No, I've had a lot of people message me thanking me for it, saying that it's helped them and it's great and all that. And yeah, that's amazing when that happens. And trying to think of detractors. I mean, definitely some haters out there for sure.
Of course. It's social media. It's social
Yeah,
media. That's going to happen.
yeah. I guess not as much about the group, but maybe me being so quote unquote heavy handed with stuff with my adminning.
It's understandable. I also run a group for my Tesla car because the Teslas that I have is very different than the other ones. So, and people, will post a picture online of a t-shirt and be like, buy this t-shirt. I'm like, get the hell out of here. It's like, or they're like, hey, buy this part and we'll give you 10% off. But get the hell out of here. And it's like, don't be doing that on the page. And I could understand, like one person does an advertisement and then 500 people follow because they want to. It's it's just
Yeah.
not. I don't know. I understand what you're doing, so I thank you for being such a straightforward and good admin. I gotta admit, I've seen other pages explode with their admins, and of course, I think they've gotten a little bit stricter, which is good. Which is good. I don't like seeing just pictures and then no trail conditions. Like, come on,
Mm.
but and that's the benefit of social media. So doing this, social media has got a double-edged sword. Could be bad, could be good,
Oh yeah.
but it's definitely been for the greater good. So I remember you talking about on trail conditions some snowshoe rental. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So it's not rental because that implies a fee. So it's
Yep.
I call it a snowshoe sharing program. And yeah, basically it's exactly what it says. I have right now 9 pairs of snowshoes that will be available for people to borrow, people who can't rent or don't want to rent or don't want to buy, and working with Slide Mountain Motel. They're going to be keeping the snowshoes and Ken up there in Shandaken's really great guy. And he's actually a 35er himself and a actual 46er as well. Really excited to partner with him. And we're going to have a sign up sheet on the page and people could just sign up there. They could choose their snowshoes. I have a couple different sizes for people. Have a 30-inch pair for the bigger folk. Yeah, I have 6 shiny brand new MSR pairs, which I'm very excited about that we got through our fundraising, which man, that was touching, man. That could make me cry. Just that people all contributed to that. That's like it's our program. It's our program. It's not my none of this is mine. I would say people say it's my group, Catskill Trail Connections. I never call it my group. It's not my group. I just like admin it and stuff. It's like the community's group. So that's kind of my attitude.
See that's heart filling right there. That's a good way to say it. It's, this community has really come together in the past couple of years. So, and that's great to hear, that whole snowshoe. Yeah. You can't say a rental. So kind of like give there and give back, it's a hell of an idea. Number one, it'll get people hooked on the snowshoes and then they'll buy them eventually, but hell of an idea to help out the community and, to help out hikers, to teach them. So it's so
Totally.
cool, man. What a great idea. It's a phenomenal idea.
Thank you. We do have a suggested $10 donation if you can swing it, but not you personally. Whoever is borrowing snowshoes suggested $10 donation, but there's no pressure there. Just to grow the program further and to make sure we have a fleet at all times.
Where can we make this donation?
I may do it differently this year, or we may do it to Venmo. I'll put that on the sheet. The sign up sheet will have all those details. Surprised I haven't needed the sheet yet. At this point, I'm kind of glad, man, because it's been a crazy few weeks. So I haven't gotten the sheet up there yet, and it looks like Mother Nature gave me some time before the snow comes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It also comes down to the legendary, all favorite post holing wars on the page, which are legendary. Just like,
oh yeah, God, they used to get out of control, and I was one of them that started it.
nah, I mean, you were being funny, but then like one person's joke turns into like to another person's, hey man, yeah! It's like this was started with a joke and now it's getting serious real fast. Like, this is hiking, peeps. This is hiking.
Yeah. And
it's chill.
And to the people, to the uneducated, it really is a serious issue. You post hole, there's 3 foot deep hole. It freezes over. That could be a broken ankle. That could be a twisted ankle. That could be a sore ankle. That could involve a carryout. Carryouts are not fun, being on search and rescue. It's not easy, especially in the snow, especially in narrow places. It's a big deal. It really is. And snowshoes, basically what they do is make a railway all the way up the mountain. 1-person railway, maybe 2 sometimes. And it's absolutely phenomenal. It's the coolest thing. Once you experience it, it's absolutely phenomenal. And it's absolutely beneficial to any hiker, after maybe, a week or so of good freezing, it becomes a like a path, a walkway, a pure concrete area, and you can go up with it just micro spikes.
Yeah, such a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. So thank you to all the people who break trail. Oh my God. I've done that several times. Not cool. The trench is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love it. Trench going up Slide Mountain. Oh, what a beautiful view.
Yeah, man. I had a trench last winter. I did like the woods in back of my house. Man, it was just my own personal trench for like a mile out to this little drainage off of Thomas Cole. And I took pride in that thing, man. And I walked it just like all winter long. It's just my little chill walk in the woods. And that trench got some TLC. I love breaking some trail.
Yeah, they should always get some TLC. So it's a great experience. So once again, snowshoes, very beneficial to hiking with 6 inches above, maybe even 4 inches above. So check it out, please. Rent them, buy them. Ask Tim about them. It'll be a great experience, and then you'll buy them later on. Trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next topic with you. Hike Intel. Tell us a little about Hike Intel.
Sure. So Hike Intel is an app, and available currently still only on iPhone. Sorry, I know you have Android, and you're one of the people busting my balls about getting on Android. And so it's a hiking app, and it allows you to report and check trail conditions in what I think is a much better way than the trail conditions group, actually, because you're seeing everything on the map. You get a little icon at a point on the map where someone saw something, you pop it up. Oh, I need my spikes from here. Like right at this point, sometimes more with snowshoes, I guess you're wondering like when's that time when I'm like going to need to pop them on, and so with the app, you could see, okay, at this point, like 2,500 feet, no, I'm going to have to pop them on here. Here's where the snow starts getting a little deep. And within those reports, you can leave a comment for someone. You can like their report, give them a little thumbs up. You can also, rate the accuracy of the report to make sure, there are no inaccurate reports on the map.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think, it really, to me, kind of eliminates a lot of the pitfalls of Facebook that we were talking about, all this stuff where you get into ridiculous arguments and off-topic stuff. It's just really a map with a hiking trail and the conditions right there for you.
And especially beneficial at the elevations. And that's very awesome. I seriously, how did you think of this? What made you think of this?
I don't know, man. Many of my ideas, I just kind of just pop into my head. I guess I was just thinking about the trail conditions group, and I'm like, man, I hit on something with this group. I hit on some information that people really value, and how can I kind of make that better and maybe take it out of the realm of Facebook, which, like I said, can be pretty toxic. And I'm increasingly not a fan of the company, of their new meta. And I think it would be nice to migrate hikers to a kind of more chill place with a little more purpose,
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. People can, and what's good is you can report it like right away. So you're sitting at that elevation and you can just speak, boop, spikes here. That's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. So someone might be like an hour behind you, still in the car on their way, and they can get a report that's instant as long as people have service.
Nice.
Yeah.
So cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you can report after your hike too and be able to pin it to the location by using photos. I guess not everyone knows, but photos contain location information in them of anything. Who would expect that? But they do. So you can use that data to, to pin something on the map at a certain location.
Yeah, helps out everybody. That is a great idea. Have you has anybody like in the other, mountainous areas, like the greens, the whites, stuff like that, ever ask you about this?
I had some people using it in the White Mountains for a short time, but I haven't really gotten the following there yet. It's really still contained to our area. I haven't really branched out with my marketing yet. We're still kind of in.
You should.
I know, money. It's tough.
I mean, not even. Yeah. I mean, but man, I mean, the Adirondacks and the whites could be totally. I mean, the whites alone could be so beneficial from this. If you just say we have an app marking where you need these certain things, man. Oh man, the whites. That's a horrible place. It's a great place, but horrible place.
Yeah, I hope, still trying to figure out how to make it catch on. It's tough at first because people come on the app and they don't see like 20 billion reports, and they go on to the group and they see 20 billion reports. So they're like, screw it, I'm just going to stay with the group for now. So I just kind of have to get some momentum and get a lot of people posting at a time. And I should say, we're going to try to do something coming up, a little winter challenge, we're calling it, where it's going to be a simple contest where the person who posts the most intel each month of winter will win a $100 gift certificate to Campmore. The second place winner will get a $50 gift certificate to Campmore. And I'm just doing it as an effort, let's bribe people. Let's if asking is not going to work, let's give them a little chance to get some money. So make it a little contest. I know hikers love a challenge. So I challenge you hikers to post a shitload of intel and to help your fellow hikers out.
Yeah, definitely. Check out, so anybody who has an Apple phone, check out Hike Intel. Definitely download the app. Help out your fellow hikers with that. That is incredible. Explain Campmore.
Campmore is a hiking shop in Paramus, New Jersey. which is like the mall capital of the world. It's down here in Bergen County. Pretty legendary place, and they actually have a pretty big web presence, and people seem to know about it outside of New Jersey, actually. But it's a great outfitting shop. It's
Well, good. So you can use that online as well.
yes,
Good. Excellent. That's cool. I'll look into it definitely. I know Paramus because of the famous car area, the Lamborghinis
oh
and
yeah.
Bugattis and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You've been to Mawa, which isn't that far, right?
Yep, yep. Uh, been down to Mawa and uh, what's the other? Ramapo. Ramapo is an awesome place. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, there's some nice hiking down there. Like in Harriman State Park is one of my favorites, which is right around there, which is kind of where I
Yeah.
started hiking. And I mean, the tallest peak there, you can't even call them peaks, like 1,400 feet maybe at tops.
Yep.
But just like great hiking, great variety of terrain, and some pretty gnarly stuff actually. Some pretty gnarly climbs and cool exposed rocks. And yeah, check it out sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome glacial activity up there too. They're down there too. It's actually phenomenal place. I love having the drills down there with New Jersey Search and Rescue. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Another question I had. So this is actually brand new because we went up, Jessica and I went up, my wife and I went up Burnt Knob one night and we heard coyotes galore
Yeah.
up there. Yesterday, 2:00, we heard coyotes galore right up on the backside of, or on the side close to Big Hollow. You live right in that area. Are the coyotes crazy over there or something?
Absolutely, dude. It's so funny you say that because when I was there, was I there last Sunday or whatever? Yeah, I heard coyotes in the afternoon, daytime. Ow! On, yeah, and I was pretty surprised. I hadn't really heard them during the day. I definitely heard them at night. There's a DEP parcel right near me where they seem to like to hang out, but they're not so
Wow.
bad. They're cool. They're fine for the most part. They're pretty much doing their thing. They leave people alone for the most part. They like to stay pretty low key for the most part. I know they have a bit of a reputation, but they're okay. They keep deer populations down. When they're going out and just slaying a deer. You just hear the
Yeah.
frenzy. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah. It was, we went up Burnt Knob and on the way up, we did it for sunset. So we heard them and my wife just looks at me and just like, we're out of here. I'm like, no, they're like a mile away. They're really far away. And then we were coming down Blackhead yesterday and we were just past the junction with all the bridges. And all of a sudden they could start going. We hear one of them. And I was just like, that was definitely one. And all of a sudden they all bark, do that.
Yeah.
And she was just like her eyes wide open. And I'm just like, it's fine. We've dealt with this shit before. And then we moved a little bit further and I took a picture with the down tree that has the big roots and stuff.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden they go off again. And she like took like 5 pictures and we're like, we're out of here. I'm just like, come on. But that the coyote presence there is awesome. It's so cool to hear.
I've seen a lot of tracks too up in the bushwhack, Wyndham High Peak. Yeah, a lot
Nice.
of tracks.
So that's their area.
Yeah, it's definitely an intimidating sound when they're all just like ready to go shit up. They're all just like getting psyched to go slay something.
Yeah, definitely
Or
crazy.
to communicate. They're smart. They're smart animals.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, that was the night, man. That was some cool stuff. So and you got any special shout outs with the trail conditions and hike and tell?
I don't know. I'll just give a shout out to Sarah, who's been a friggin' lifesaver. She joined me maybe 6 months ago or more as a moderator, and I needed the help. And it means a lot to me to have her on board with me there, help me do some of my dirty work. She does an amazing job, and very thankful.
Sarah Bacon?
Yes,
Oh God.
your dear sponsor.
My dear sponsor, Scenic Route or Scenic Route, whatever, Sarah. She's told me both ways. What do you think it is?
I guess I would say route without thinking about it. Scenic route.
Right? She says it's scenic route. She said she called me an upstater. So it's like, screw you. I am an upstater. So I'm proud of that.
Well, where does it begin? Where's your upstate line?
I think it's for us, it's Orange County and up is upstate.
Orange County, yeah. Some people think it's like Rockland County, like right over the line, Westchester.
Yep. A lot of a lot of people have just that little, it's just a little tiny difference though, but it's hilarious. It's just hearing that stuff is just great. So I don't know what she considered. I mean, I'm Oneonta. I'm in the middle of absolute nowhere and city, 14,000 people. It's not a city, by the way. So, but yeah, excellent. That's so cool. Excellent. Thank you, Sarah, for being a moderator. And thank you everybody who has, put trail conditions on there, and helped out the other hikers and, the equipment suggestions, stuff like that. It's come a long way, especially within the last couple of years when the goddamn increase in hikers has massed beyond what we could ever expected.
Yeah, man, I'm so grateful to everyone. That's the group is everyone. That's why it's not my group, but if it's just me, it ain't shit. It's all about the people who contribute to it. I'm so grateful to everyone who contributes. And if you don't contribute and you just ask, contribute. You're my least favorite people. There's a few people who just always will ask and never report back, and that shit's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Not
if
cool.
You did it, report back.
Yeah.
Hike and tell or the trail conditions page. Do a post about it, post some beautiful pictures, but also write a report.
Yeah.
Help people out.
Oh, and I guess I should mention with the contest. Sorry, just a couple more points. So it's for every month of winter. So January you have a chance to win 100, February and March. So it starts January 1st, even though I know winter's already begun. So January 1st will be when it all goes down. So you just download the app and then you go to the profile section of the app and you register there for the contest, and from there just start posting away, and we'll let you know if you won. Maybe we'll post some updates every week on social media to show who's in the lead. Yeah,
nice.
Just get competitive about it, have fun with the app. I personally think it's superior to my trail conditions page, if I'm going to be honest. And
that app will help out anybody in any way, except if you don't have Android or if you have an Android. It's all good. It's all good. Take your time, man. I know it's probably a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, building the app in the first place is nothing short of a miracle. I don't even know how I accomplished that, basically with no money, but I got it done, and it took a really long time too, man. It took me like a couple of years from idea to getting it live. There's just a lot of obstacles, and somehow I got it made, man, and without spending much money.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, because these things are expensive, man. That's why Android's gonna maybe take a little more time, but trying to make it happen. In the meantime, trying to improve the experience with the iPhone version.
Yeah, whatever. It all helps out. So that's good. So once again, thank you, Tim, for your time and donating to the community and, helping out.
Pleasure. Thanks for all you do, man. You're a rescuer yourself, and we're a 3,500 Club board member, just a great contributor and great advocate of the Catskills. I appreciate you, dude.
Hey, thank you. I love this place. I know you do too. So
I know
we both.
It's more than just it's spiritual, man. My love for the Catskills, it runs deep.
Oh yeah,
very deep.
Very deep.
Yeah, it's where I got married. It's where fell in love with my wife.
Okay.
A lot of good things happen here.
Wicked.
And yeah.
Excellent. So thank sponsor Scenic Route Guiding. Thank the monthly donors and everyone who donated to the show. Once again, donate to the show through Anchor, which is a monthly subscription. So check it out before you donate in that platform. Buy me a coffee. Check it out online. Just search for Inside the Line Catskills. Just buy us a coffee for the show, and soon, very soon, that money that we accumulate will go towards a 501c3 in the Catskills. So be really cool thing. Maybe we'll donate it to get more snowshoes for hikers out there.
Right on.
Who knows? But Tim, thank you for joining me tonight. It was a great time. It's great to have you here and to thank you for all you've done for the community.
All right. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Anytime. So have a good night. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Bye-bye, man.